You know how the manga community is, guys. They are always giving new recommendations, and sometimes they're like, I'm not sure if you would super love this, but I think you're gonna love this, and I'm gonna recommend it to you anyway. Happy Wednesday, my friends. Happy June 1st. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. Today is the official release of Volume 2 of Fighting God Anime Devotional for Otakus. It is out on Amazon and other book retailers. The ebook is completely free. Again, on Amazon and other book retailers. I will leave a link down below if you'd like to check it out. I'm not going to share much because we have a super fun video coming this Friday with a few different giveaways. Please don't miss it. It is going to be so awesome, and I'm just super hyped. But today is Top 5 Wednesday, and I'm so excited because today's prompt is really awesome, and it is called Dare You to Try It. But here's the thing. Wait, before that, in case if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, I'll leave a link down below. Basically, each Wednesday, well, like to the Goodreads group, I mean, basically each Wednesday we answer a question or a prompt, and then we choose 5 books, but in this case I do manga to reflect that said prompt. And today is Dare You to Try It, talking about reads that we absolutely love. We just keep gushing about, and we're like, you know what, if nobody's gonna pick this up, or we want more people to pick it up, I should say, we are going to dare other people to just try it, to give it a try. But I thought I would do a fun twist for today because I was looking at my shelf and I was like, I feel a lot of these I've talked about recently, looking at Haikyuu, which, you know, of course, I don't mind talking about Haikyuu more and more, but I was like, I want to try and change it up. And so I thought today I would do manga that the manga community has dared me to try, and that I actually picked up because basically the manga community dared me to try it, to be impacted by these stories, and I was like, okay, I'm willing to give it a try. I feel, for number one, there is not any other more fitting manga than mentioning this, and that is Something's Wrong with Us. I have seen this around the manga community. I know so many people who just love this series very much, but I was a little bit skeptical because when you look at volume 2, this is a little bit of a dangerous pose. I'm like, this doesn't look healthy. This doesn't look right. Why is he doing this? Like, why does it look like he's about to hurt her? Volume 3 isn't quite that way, but I had flipped through. I didn't even skim. I flipped through volume 1. Like the beginning, I was like, I really don't know if this is for me. But enter my friend Jacob from Meet the Weeb family. I will leave a link to their channel here. And he was like, Laura, I think you should give it a try. And we kept talking. And I was like, okay, you have me really interested in this. But I want to do a huge shout out to Ashley. I'll leave her link down below. I can't remember her hash or her username, but like I said, I'll leave a link down below. She sent me these first 3 copies of the series. And just thank you so much, Ashley. I've had this on my computer desk the past few days, and I keep looking at it, and I'm like, Laura, you can't start it yet. Though I'm wanting to start it, I feel like this is a really good dare to start this series. It's, as I flip through some of the pages, like closer to the end, not closer to the end, I didn't read spoilers, I would say, I didn't spoil myself, but I feel like this is going to be a very good series. I've been very hooked on what I've seen so far, and I feel like I'm a little bit hesitant to try it, not only because I'm like, all right, I know there's digital manga arcs that I have that I need to go ahead and start reading, but I've been on my computer so much recently getting everything, or helping get everything ready for the release of Fighting God Anime, that I'm really burned out from reading on screen or just looking at a screen, and I'm like, I want to start this, but I know I'm gonna get hooked to this series, and my budget is like, you can't get any more volumes, but I'm like, come on, I need more. My library does not have any of these, though I will confess I do have volume 4 on order on Right Stuff, but I don't know when it's going to come because I put in that volume with some pre-orders, and we're just going to see what happens. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to if I go ahead and get volume 4, I'll just hey, can I swap that out with volume 5 or volume 6, and then just start reading. So I feel like this was very much, I dare you to try it, Laura, and I'm really excited because Jacob's I really think you would like this, and I feel like I have not heard anything but good things about this series. There's quite a few mixed reviews on Goodreads when I looked, but from personal friends that I know in the community, everyone has really enjoyed it and said good things, and they're like, we need the next volume. And I feel was it volume 9 or volume 10 was delayed, so Yeah, I'm like really excited. For number two, I had to mention this one because my kiddo basically did dare me to read it, and that is Dinosaur Hour. I have not done an actual review on this channel, but this, I feel like though I did mention it in one of my reading wrap-ups. I'll try and leave a link here in the cards to it, and I'm so glad that I did because it was such a fun experience to be able to talk about manga with my kiddo because he doesn't read a lot of manga. He doesn't like that it's, like reverse reading, but he loves comic books. Well, more of graphic novels, I should say. He has a few comic books, but they're all Transformers. He doesn't, I don't know, he's not a huge superhero fan. Anyway, I'm getting off topic, but he really wanted me to read Dinosaur Hour so badly, and we had it on my shelf, or his shelf, just in our house for so long, and he read it and absolutely loved it. It's a very good comedy, I feel, that has dinosaurs, obviously, and just a great comedy for kids. I feel like this could be enjoyed by any age, but he definitely was the influencer in this situation for me finally picking this up and actually reading it. And again, like I said, I'm so glad. And it's such a bummer, though, that it says volume 1, but all we have is just this one volume. We don't have any other volumes out, which is a bummer because my kid really enjoyed it. And this is, I think, besides the Transformer manga that we did a review together on, this is the only other manga he has fully finished. He has started the Super Mario manga that's out, but he never finished it. So this was, again, a dare you to try it, and I'm really glad that I did. Number 3 is another dare you to try it, have your heart ripped out, and cry all the things, and that is A Silent Voice. I have not technically read this yet, and if you want to help influence me to read it, manga community, please stay tuned to Friday because you will have a chance to influence me to read this and 3 other titles part of this thing. That's all I'm going to say. So come back again, yes, for Friday for giveaways and influencing me to try and read A Silent Voice. But I did pick up this manga because I had heard so many great things. I feel like it is just such a staple or classic to the manga readers just collection, I guess you would say. I was trying to think of the word, but I feel like just so many people have read it and everybody says that they cry, but that the message is so very powerful. And so I've said it before, I'm pretty sure. My library has volumes 1 through 6, but not volume 7. So I went and bought volume 7 so I could actually start it. But here we are many months later. It's been on my shelf and I still have not tried it. But again, this fell into the category of the mod community is daring me to try it. And I really want to try it, not only because I feel like I have been influenced to try it, but because I really want to be able to partake in conversations about this story and see why is it so impactful? Why is this story a favorite, so loved, and how it has just, again, just impacted different readers in the community. I want to be part of those conversations because that is such a great and fantastic thing in the manga community. And yeah, I'm going to read this because I have been dared to read it and I must follow suit or follow up and do it. Number 4, I do not know how many times people have said, Laura, you need to read this. And that is My Next Life as the Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. As I've shared before, I love the redeemed villainess trope, genre, whatever you want to call it. In fact, I just pre-ordered one just the other night because, yes, I cannot get enough of this series. Not this series, of this just trope. I love it so much. I feel like I have a little bit understanding of people who love isekai and they're like, I cannot get enough of it, and they just devour everything. Even though it's really similar in some of the beats, they're like, just give me everything. And I feel exactly like this way with this genre. But I have not read this. I feel like this is sort of the gateway for so many people when it comes to this trope, and I have never read it. I've never seen the anime, but all I have seen is such good stuff. I recently heard someone said it's not their favorite. They like some of the spin-offs more, like the spin-off manga, and I found that very interesting because usually, even if there's a spin-off, you love the main series the best because that was just sort of the introduction to the series and it's just the best, I guess. I don't know. But this specific person said that they like the spin-offs more. And I'm like, well, I can't read the spin-offs until I read the main series. And yes, I feel like I must read this. I just, how have I not? It feels really weird at this point to say that I have not read it, considering, again, the other manga that I pre-ordered that fit into this trope and absolutely loved and adored. Like, it's just, yeah, it's just weird. So here we are being dared to try it, and I was like, this has to be spotlighted and has to be shared, because I just feel like out of these, probably these titles today, this is the one I've gotten the most of, like, you really need to try it. You need to try it, Laura. You just need to. So let's hope that I absolutely love this series. I have volumes 1 through 4 and have been slow on getting the other volumes because I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, there's other shiny villainous trope genres that are, or manga that I want more because they're new and they're coming out. And I'm like, but you still have to start, I feel like, who I guess we could just say she's the grandmother of this genre, of this trope, and it getting popular, I feel like, here in the States. So we are going to find out, hopefully later this year, I can finally say I read it and what my thoughts are on it. For number 5, this was totally influenced by Shay, and that is Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beast. Oh my goodness, yes, when she said that she felt it was better than Yona, better than Sweat and Soap, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I know that she loves and adores those series. Like, there's a series even better than that. Like, I did not even know, like, how to wrap my mind around that. And I don't know if she specifically said, I dare people to try it, but I did feel like this was a dare for me because I've really been interested in the fantasy manga right now. I don't know what it is, but I've just been so hooked since I've read The Earl and the Fairy, which I do have a video review coming at some point. But I picked this up, definitely, I'm not going to say a whim, but it definitely felt like a dare to me because I'm like, this is outside of what I usually or typically pick up or read. I feel like maybe the only other Beast manga I've read is Beast of Abigail, but this will be, I feel like, my first time reading a true Beast manga, I feel. So we're going to see what happens, but I'm really excited. My husband got me this for Mother's Day, and I'm just like, I have been wanting to read it so bad. But I just feel like my mood has been all over the place, and I'm like wanting to read all of the different things. But this is very much high on my TBR, especially for shoujo manga, because I believe it's a shoujo manga. I'm going to say it is. I don't 100% know though. But this, yeah, is high up there, and I am just so excited to start this and see, again, just like with All Routes Lead to Doom or My Next Life as a Villainess. There we go. I said that backwards. But just like this manga, that I'm curious to see what are my thoughts on it. What are my thoughts on it? And am I going to get hooked on this series? I need to know. I truly just need like a little portal that leads to another world or realm, and I can just go read manga all day long so I can catch up on all this series I'm so far behind on. But yes, this definitely was an influence pick right here because it's not something I would have picked up on my own. And of course, I have to do an honorable mention, and that is Zelda Twilight Princess. I don't know much about this, truthfully, but I feel like I just needed to have it, and I'm not sure if saying that I was dared to pick it up is the right thing to say, but I feel like it was. I feel like I was, because I've heard like sometimes it's a little bit more on the violent side, but they're like, I still think you should try it anyway. They're like, it's one of the best Zelda franchises games, even though I've actually never played Twilight Princess, but I love Breath of the Wild so very much. Can't wait for the second one to come out. Yes. Anyway, so I did feel like, in a sense, that yeah, that even if it seems a little bit more on the darker side, that they're like, you need to try it. It's very, very good. The story is, I think they said, surprisingly full of hope, and seeing Link just in this role and doing the things that he does, because, you know, Link is just an incredible hero and the art is really pretty. Let's see, or really awesome. I don't know if pretty is the right word, but look at Link. And I mean, I feel like I could always like have more Link on page, not just on screen. So this is one I wanted to feature as well. Again, I don't know much about it because I've never played Twilight Princess, but it still felt like one that must be featured today. And that, my friends, wraps up my picks for today that I feel like the manga community dared me to try, dared me to pick up and give it a chance. I'm really excited. I feel like these picks are just gonna really blow me away and really speak to me, and I just cannot wait to actually finally start reading them. Let me know, friends, have you guys read any of these manga? What were some manga that you feel the manga community dared you to try that you picked up? I would love to hear from you, friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!